Hey guys, Ben here, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing a lore video. I know it's completely switching up the pace, but this is going to be the history of the goblins in brief. I've kind of got a summary of it and kind of put it into a context in which I'm going to read now, and then I'm going to, if you guys like it, that's absolutely awesome. Leave me some feedback in the comments. But otherwise, let's get into it. It's going to be the history of the goblins before the God Wars, and then during the God Wars, and just slightly after the God Wars. There's so much information actually on goblins that I'm actually going to split it up into two parts if people like this video. But yeah, let's get into it. So, the history of the goblins. The goblin species evolved in a world separate from Runescape. These primordial goblins were hunter-gatherers by adapting the use of stone tools. Goblins were known to live in small villages and amid swamps. They would not without conflict, however, organised warfare had yet to be invented. This way of life would not last long, however, as the arrival of Bandos changed their way of life entirely. Bandos not only forced the inhabitants of the goblin world to worship him, but he also taught them, valuable, knowledgeable lessons such as agriculture and metalworking, but most importantly, war. During the events of the God Wars, goblins had no choice but to be involved with the conflict, as Bandos brought all the goblins, hobgoblins, orcs, ogres and orgs over from their homeworld to Runescape. You will find that all goblins on Runescape to this day are descendants from those, right back from the God Wars. Towards the end of the Second Age, Bandos decided to split the goblins up into 12 organised tribes, each one led by a general who would report directly to Bandos himself. Bandos ended up selling 2 of the tribes in exchange for magical powers. During the events of the God Wars, goblins were the lowest rung, light foot soldiers who were the weakest and most poorly equipped of all, Bandos's creatures. However, this was the initial plan, as goblins would be sent in first in high numbers to soften up the opponent before sending in stronger reinforcements. The entire goblin culture was one of war. Their leaders were generals, their villages were war camps, and there was no such thing as a goblin civilian. Goblin children would to be raised in communal nurseries so that their parents would not have to spend too much time away from the front lines. However, not all goblins were as loyal as Bandos thought. During the end of the war, the Goblin tribe was ordered into a battle against a much stronger foe. The leader of the tribe, Bloodfist, decided to defy his god rather than let his whole tribe be destroyed. After the event of the God Wars, as a result of Guthix banishing all the gods from the planet, all of the races once controlled by Bandos couldn't adapt to the change. Having no common enemies to fight, they started to fight one another, in a brutal conflict, taking over different tribes and trying to gain as many resources as possible. So guys, I really do hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a little switch up from, my current commentaries and just random vlogging and that sort of thing. I'm moving on, doing like slightly scripted. Obviously it's my first ever attempt at it. I've literally thrown it together in the past 50 minutes and I've just kind of like put it together, tried to make it as good as possible. And like I say, I've got loads more information on goblins. It's actually really interesting, and actually discussing it as well. That could be another video, just my general thoughts and feelings about the lore videos. But I don't know, it's kind of a different idea. It's interesting to me because I not only get to research RuneScape, but it's something that I do like lore in a lot of games. Fallout, we've got Oblivion, we've got Skyrim, we've got a whole universe of RuneScape. I'm just a big fanboy of all that kind of stuff, so it's something I really like to do. But anyway guys, leave your comments. Any feedback is required. All negative feedback, all positive feedback, I'll take it into consideration to hopefully improve these videos in the future. But I think this is something that I'm going to jump on. I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, why the hell not? But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day, and hopefully you've learnt something from this video, and who knows, you might know a little bit more about goblins now than you ever did. So next time you're out killing goblins for that 10 GP so you can get through Alcarid Gate, yeah, think about it.